Hey everyone, I have a good news to share with you all. I finally landed my first internship as an artificial intelligence and growth intern at this venture studio firm called The Resonance. When I received the email, I couldn't believe that I was selected, but I am. A lot of people don't want to talk about the bad days because they consider that a taboo. People just want to talk about the good days, but nobody wants to talk about the bad days or the sad days. But here I am, through all that pain, through all that struggle, through those sleepless nights, through the nights I thought that maybe this is the end. It wasn't. Even when my mom told me that everything has a set time, set moment, set place, the right people will see the potential in you, the right time, the right moment, you'll find it because it's destined, it's written in the stars, it's written in the skies. God has written that for you, and it will happen. Even after a lot of people said the same thing to me, I was still worried, but it happened. I got an internship. I got hired by Sena, the CEO and chairman of Digital Surgeons, who started this company called The Resonance. Hundreds and hundreds of applications. Hundreds and hundreds of applications. One American dream. But hundreds and hundreds of applications, and a lot of times, a lot of companies don't really want to hire someone who's not from here. I empathize, and I have my respect, and I want to show my support to a lot of you out there, a lot of international students, a lot of people with green cards, or with even their passports who are citizens of this country and who are struggling to find jobs. I want to make this video to offer my support and share my strategy, what worked for me. Although I'm not guaranteeing that this might work for you, but I'm trying to share some level of support, some ray of hope for you, because if I got an internship, then you can too. A lot of time you'll come across a lot of opportunists who want you to work for them for free. They'll exploit the misery of international students because they know that these people require internships to set their foot into the workforce in the United States. And for the American dream, a lot of people will take on those unpaid internships. But I didn't take that internship. I've done a lot of projects, I've done a lot of certifications, I have a lot of skills, I have some good work experience in Amazon, and I've learned software development, I have business analytics knowledge, business strategy knowledge, I have so many things that I've done, both academically, professionally, and even outside of work and academics as well. Even more recently, I even got my CAPM, as you all know. I've done so many great things. I didn't stop learning, I didn't stop working, I kept going on, but despite of that, I came across these type of opportunists. I know you met a lot of those people out there. But not just that. We were talking more about this. A lot of times you might wonder, will references work at companies? Depends. Strong reference works. A lot of times it does work, but references do work in universities as well, even in my university though, no matter how skilled you are. Now I'm going to share what worked for me. I was applying to a lot of jobs, I was not hearing back, hundreds and hundreds of applications, and then I decided for myself, if these people are not hiring me, why not go for my own ideas? Why not start my own company? Why not go out and seek founders out there? I'm an account on Y Combinator. And on Y Combinator, I received a lot of messages from a lot of founders. A lot of great ideas, by the way. But there are only a few who had, this passion for the thing that they were doing. And one of them even offered me 50% equity to work with him, and he wanted to be the CTO, and he wanted me to be the CEO and help him with the strategy and set the product off the ground and get it going. But he didn't want to innovate. He didn't want to take my suggestions. He didn't want to take my creative ideas into the picture. He just wanted me to do his work. And I was like, how will that work? I asked him if he pitched this idea before, and he said he pitched this idea 6 times and got rejected 6 times. And I was like, how do you think it will work the 7th time if you pitch it? And if I'm involved, and if you fail the 7th time because you're not taking my decisions, my ideas, it will be a waste of my time. So I politely declined that idea, and I kept going. There were several interviews that I received. I brought a lot of energy to the interview, but the interviewer didn't show that same level of energy. wasn't even remotely interested. I could see it on his face, I could see it on his or her face. So many people out there, HRs or founders, co-founders, I've interviewed a lot. I've seen those things. And a lot of times, I understood this one thing. A lot of job postings these days are ghost postings. A lot of times it's just, interviews are just a formality when a candidate is inside as well. Some big companies do that. A lot of companies, big companies, medium-sized companies are doing these things. It's become a trend these days and it has to change. While there are a lot of companies out there who will reject you the moment you upload a resume, when they see that you are not from around here and you would require an H-1B or a green card in the future to stay employed. They reject the potential that you bring to the company and they'll only hire a person based on nationality. But the thing is, how long do you think those companies can function if their growth is stagnant? Now, they don't want to take their chances, and I don't want to lower myself. So I decided that I would still keep applying, but this time not to those companies who rejected me, but to new companies as well. Continuously, day and night, I kept on applying. I didn't just limit myself to applying to one company, like 100, 200, 300 applications. I kept getting interviews, I kept going to interviews, met different types of people out there. But when I was interviewing a lot, and my morale was going down, my confidence was going down every single day and night. I was sitting on the sofa, on my bed, and I was wondering, why is this happening with me? And I was so worried. My mom and a lot of old people told me this one thing. What's destined for you will come for you. What will have to happen with you will happen with you. And you're destined for great things if you believe in that and you keep on working hard and don't give up. And that's what I did. I didn't give up. I kept working on new projects, new certification, new skills, and also innovative ideas that I had. I kept working on it since I told you that I wanted to build my own startup. I started working on this idea called Falia, which will be an artificial intelligence healthcare startup. And I pitched this idea to Bun.sh. If you are a software developer, you know what Bun.sh is. Eugene, if you're watching this video, Eugene is one of the founding members of Bun.sh. He didn't hire me. If you're watching this video, it's good, all good, man. I totally understand. But then I pitched this idea to Pete when I saw in his description that, he wanted me to pitch an innovative idea in just 2 minutes. So I sent him my 2-minute elevator pitch for the idea, and I even had a working prototype that I made, a shared prototype. He loved that idea, and he invited me for an interview. When I received an invitation for the interview, I didn't hold back. I didn't sit back. I worked on a new idea. I revamped my whole website, www.farazsayedlife.com. Please check that out. I turned it from a portfolio site to a blog site, where I can post my views, my research, my great things that I've learned, etc., and my achievements. Also with my portfolio and my social link tree as well. I don't even use Linktree these days. I use my own website now. That's how it goes. So I even showed this whole thing that I made to him on the first day of the interview, and we had a back and forth conversation. He was really interested and asked me enthusiastic questions, and what are the things that I bring to the table and the things that I've done. He wanted to know me better. And while we were talking about the job and job description, I told him this one thing. Why even make something when you can't even make money off it? Why even waste your energy, your time, your effort into making something you can't even profit out from? That's my mantra. That's what I live by. That's the thing that I wouldn't do. And I think he loved that. So a week later, I received an email from Pete saying that he loved the interview and he wants to move forward and wants to interview me for the second round. And for the second round, he wants me to work on a project. But first, pitch that project to him. And if I pitch that product idea to him that he has, if I pitch that with the features and the strategy and the marketing strategy and the product strategy and how are we going to build our product and how are we going to launch our product and how would I go ahead with it, and if he loves that idea, he'll bring me on board. I received an email. The next day I had a pitch deck ready. I sent the pitch deck to him with the video. 6 in the morning, I was ready with the pitch deck and the video, and by 8 he had that video by the time he woke up. And he saw the whole thing and he's like, I want to bring you on board for this project. You're going to do this project, and if you succeed in this, I'm going to hire you. And we went ahead with it. And I built that whole project for him. Around the time that I was building this project, I was a little stressed out. I was worried if I would get hired or not. And well, I cleared this interview, cleared this round, and like I was like, I'm working so hard. I want to make it the best, the best, best version. Even though he asked me for little features, I came up with a lot of features that I can add for that whole product, and I worked on those things, and I made this possible. And around that time, my roommate saw that I was really stressed out, and I was sitting here on the sofas and in my bedroom, or like here on the dining tables with my laptop and working day and night. And he used to ask me, "Have you seen the sun out there for us?" He kept asking, and one fine day on July 3rd, he had tickets to the Woo Sox game. And shout out to Aiden out there, he took me to the Woo Sox game. And he was like, he had an extra ticket. He was like, dude, I have an extra ticket to the Woo Sox game. You want to join? I was like, "You're sure?" And he was like, yeah. Like, I was like, wouldn't be a burden for you? No, please join. And like, we went and we watched the game. Like, he introduced me to Councilman Jida, his wife Deju, and their family. We got some good seats to the game, and like, I love myself out there, like, watching the game, eating out there. The weather was nice, everything was so good. I enjoyed myself. I hadn't been out since for a long time, so it was fun out there. And I realized this one thing, you can't have too much stress, or you can't have too much fun. You need to have a perfect balance. You need to have a perfect sense of your responsibilities. So lately, I've been getting back at writing my own original songs, stories, working on a lot of innovative ideas that I want to pitch someday when I start my own company. If, okay, this idea might work, the other idea might work. I keep on brainstorming these ideas as well. I'm trying to find the things that make me happy, and I'm doing those things that make me happy. Like making music makes me happy, writing my own original songs make me happy, writing stories makes me happy, cracking a joke or making other people laugh makes me happy. So these are things that I'm doing as well. You need to find those things that make you happy as well, to find some balance between, your life and the stress. Coming back to the whole story that I was sharing with you about the internship. I worked on the project, I picked the idea to him, and like, I worked on the prototype, and I finished the whole thing, and I sent it over to him and pushed the code to GitHub and everything. It was done, and like, the whole coding thing and everything, like, he loved the idea. And 1 week later, he sent me, this email that I was selected and I'll be joining the residence. And I couldn't believe my eyes. I still can't believe that this is a reality. Imagine that 2-3 years back, you're laying on bed and you're almost dying, and 3 years later, you're here in America. Now, actually working an internship out here, almost graduating from your MBA program. It still feels surreal to me. And like, damn, that's reality, right? If you have the determination and the passion to succeed, nobody can stop you. You don't need anybody's referral, you need God's referral. A lot of faith, a lot of patience, and a lot of self-determination that you need to keep going, You need to have that guts, you need to have that strength within you to keep going. If you don't have, keep finding that strength in you to hold on, to keep going. And I did that. And it worked. Let's face it, the job market is pretty competitive. Hundreds of people apply to the same position, the same company every single day. And what makes you stand out? Is that what matters? Because it's easy to get an education these days. It's easy to get good grades out there with a little hard work, to get a certificate, to work on projects. What's the something that defines you, that makes you stand out as the right candidate? It is something unique, that you have done something extraordinary, like for example, in your field specifically. Like for example, in my field, I had crazy startup ideas that I worked on, prototypes that I had, like these different projects I kept on working on. Because like, even after I had a lot of projects and a lot of certifications, I didn't give up. I kept working on those things, even after I was getting rejections and everything. And this one thing worked, because in this job description, they asked, was that something unique, some crazy idea that you've had recently that you worked on? And this is something that I shared. I shared my 2-minute elevator pitch with them, and it worked. When I was looking for co-founders, even for my own ideas on Y Combinator, I was interviewing a lot of people. And I potentially came across a lot of people out there who had a good resume, who had this potential to do great things, but they were not that extraordinary. They didn't really show that passion, that determination to do the work. They just want to be a co-founder. They just wanted to be one. They just didn't really have that passion to be a co-founder. They just wanted to be a co-founder for the title. Because title is fancy. Anybody can have a title. You can even call yourself anything. You can even name your son Prince these days. And oh yeah, Prince, how you doing? Oh yeah, King, how you doing? But will that make him a king? Will that make him a prince? You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that respect. You gotta earn that title. If you want to earn that title, you want to earn that respect, you gotta work for it. You gotta work hard for it. You gotta have something unique for it. Don't just work hard, work smart. So that's it, everyone. If this video has offered you some comfort, some ray of hope, some level of motivation, ingrain it in your mind. Please share this video with as many people as possible so that it helps out the people out there in need of that motivation, that courage, that ray of hope they're looking for. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, follow my socials, and stay in touch. Visit www.farazsayedlife.com to keep track of my socials, my interesting things that I'd like to share with you, the research that I've done, or some things that I want to write about, like my journey, my music, and everything that I'll be working on. Everything will be on my socials, my website, and on my YouTube. My name is Faraz Syed. Remember the name. Thank you for watching.